Has it ever crossed your mind, the chilling thought of the American Revolution never happening? A question that plunges us into the deep, tumultuous waters of the mid-18th century, when a sense of unease, fear, and anger was festering among the 13 colonies in America. Beneath the veneer of peace, they found themselves chafing under the oppressive grasp of British rule. The seeds of this growing unrest were sown by the British taxation policies, a sinister presence that loomed over the colonists like a dark cloud. The colonists, who had no voice in the British Parliament, were haunted by the weight of the taxes imposed by the British Crown. This fear was embodied by the chilling introduction of the Stamp Act of 1765, a cruel decree that demanded colonists pay tax on each piece of printed paper they dared to use, a constant reminder of their subjugation. Like a brewing storm, frustration and resentment built among the colonists, swelling and threatening to burst the dam of their patience. This led to a critical juncture, the Boston Tea Party. In the cold winter of 1773, a daring act of defiance against the Tea Act saw furious colonists, their hearts pounding with rebellion, dump 342 chests of British tea into the dark abyss of the Boston harbor. As the chests sank, the air grew thick with the tension of rebellion and a yearning for freedom. The stage was set, the storm was about to break, and the world was watching with bated breath, ready for a revolution that would forever alter the face of America and echo across the globe. The first shots of the American Revolutionary War were fired in Lexington and Concord. The chill of the early morning on April 19, 1775, was shattered by the crackle of musket fire. It's here that the colonists, or Minutemen, first stood their ground against the British, sparking the flames of revolution. This pivotal moment led to the formation of the Continental Army. A unified fighting force was needed to stand against the powerful British Empire. Enter George Washington, a seasoned veteran of the French and Indian War, chosen to lead this ragtag assembly of colonists into battle. As the war drum continued to beat, we saw the Battle of Bunker Hill, a significant early conflict. The colonists may have lost the ground, but they made a powerful statement. They were willing to stand, to fight, and to die for their freedom. The war was on, and the stakes were high for both sides. The turning point of the American Revolution came with a surprising victory in Saratoga. This wasn't merely a battle, it was a defining moment, a glimmer of hope emerging from the fog of war. The Battle of Saratoga, fought in the autumn of 1777, was a clash between British forces and the American Continental Army under General Horatio Gates. The outcome? A resounding American victory. This win was more than just a morale booster. It showcased the strength and determination of the American forces to the world. And the world was watching, particularly France. France, still smarting from their defeat in the 7 Years' War, saw an opportunity to weaken the British Empire. The victory at Saratoga convinced them to enter the war as American allies. French aid, in the form of financial support, military supplies, and naval forces, was instrumental in the American victory. The tide had turned in favor of the revolutionaries, but the fight was far from over. The final blow to the British came in Yorktown, Virginia. It was there, in the autumn of 1781, that American and French forces laid siege to the British, under the command of General Charles Cornwallis. After weeks of relentless bombardment, Cornwallis had no choice but to surrender. This marked the end of major military operations in the American Revolution. The following year, in 1783, the Treaty of Paris was signed. In this historic agreement, Britain formally recognized the United States as a free and independent nation. The treaty also set the boundaries for the new nation and addressed other post-war issues. The American Revolution was not just a military victory. It was a victory of ideas, a victory of the belief that people had the right to govern themselves. It was a victory that reverberates to this day. The American Revolution was a testament to the power of an idea, the idea of liberty and self-governance.